So I'm not sure that too many people will be interested in this series I'm doing on Joe Namath, also known as Broadway Joe. I would like to commend Joe Namath in the book because he is very honest about his life, not trying to hide things at all. And I also would like to say that in the Christian community, let's say a prayer for his life, that God will bring him to a saving faith in Jesus Christ and give him the faith that overcomes the world, the victory. A different type of victory rather than Super Bowl victories or football games victories. So I encourage prayer for this individual. Now, I spent several years of my life in Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania, so I'm familiar with the area in which he grew up and even knew some people that knew him in that particular area. Now, on this next illustration, it will be about the flesh. And before we pronounce our judgment upon Joe for his drunken behavior, let's all realize that the flesh is in all of us. And Joe Namath will openly talk about the time the flesh, the sinful nature, manifested itself in a couple of different ways. So we have to go to page number, that's not the page I want. Once again, he's talking about his drinking problem or sin, and he's going to be interviewed at a halftime by a female interviewer who is quite successful. Her name was Susie Kalber. Live on national TV, and I believe in 2003 at the Jets game. I would drink all day sometimes if I had a flight to be at the airport an hour early, drinking a salty dog or whatever it was, a nasty habit. And that's why I'm thankful for the experience with Susie Kalber live on national TV. I didn't recognize the problem myself at the time, but this made it undeniable. She interviewed me on the sidelines during the halftime of a 2003 Jets game. It was Monday Night Football broadcast, and I'd somehow managed to end up there alone, without either Jessica or Jimmy to keep an eye on me. I had been drinking since the morning and was drunk, and I said I wanted to kiss her while we were filming the segment. I guess she asked him something like, well, what do you think about the team struggling? And he says, never mind the team struggling, all I want to do is kiss you. And then he said it again, and she says something like, well, that's very nice compliment, and tried to end the interview. Now, you can watch it if you want. Just type in her name, Susie Kalber, and Joe Namath, and you will see a drunken man. You will see the flesh nature coming out. But let's go a little further in what Joe Namath says in his book. That night, while I was still drunk, I didn't realize what I had done. But the next morning, my best friend in the world, Jimmy Walsh, called and alerted me to what had happened. I asked him if he could get Susie's number for permission to contact her, and I wanted to apologize to her. I had embarrassed and disrespected her on national TV, and it was not fair to have put her in that position. I never saw the clip, but I called her and asked for understanding and forgiveness. You don't treat people like that, and I apologize. She was beyond gracious. She was so good at accepting what had transpired and letting me know that she understood that I had made a mistake and didn't beat me over the head with it. She accepted the apology with wonderful form. I saw it was a blessing in disguise. Now at the bottom here, he will go on. I embarrassed my friends and family and could not escape that feeling. I haven't had a drink since. That shame is where I found my strength to deal with the addiction. With the help of my recovery, I learned I had used my divorce as an excuse to go back to drinking. That knowledge made me a stronger individual. So while you don't see the Bible in here, and you don't hear God mentioned, you don't hear faith mentioned, nevertheless, this is about the flesh nature inside of all of us. Nevertheless, this is about seeking forgiveness from another. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Now, this Susie Kalber was a young lady who, in her early years, like in junior high or high school, she wanted to play football. And she actually started to play football, and her parents said it was all right, but other parents objected to a young lady on a male football team. So she has a pretty interesting life, but the graciousness that was shown by Susie Kalber in forgiveness, the display of the flesh let loose was very obvious and very evident in this particular situation. Like I said, you can find it on your YouTube. It is a great moment of embarrassment, but nevertheless, Joe Namath will, in his book, try his best to say he was wrong and he needed to deal with his alcoholism. Thank you for watching. End of video.